Yes, very good evening, friends. So, the, so this side Rahul Magan here. Hello, sir. Hello. Yeah, hello, sir. Hello, sir. Okay, I think you can ask your questions. We have 10-15 minutes for the session. You can ask your questions, sir. You may start with your questions, please. Yes, bank. Fundamentally yes, bank is doing good, no doubt about that. They are generating good profits. But having said that, the non-performing asset of Yes Bank is very high, and they need a very good resolution of the non-performing asset, which I doubt. Reason being, as we speak, India is having around 200 billion plus of non-performing asset, and non-banking financial corporation is estimated to reach around 1.7 trillion INR worth of stress asset. Keeping this as a backdrop, it would be difficult for Yes Bank to resolve the issue of stress asset. But let's see. Time is the most important thing, and we really do not know what would happen. So we need to wait and watch. But fundamentally speaking, Yes Bank doing good. That I have to say. Well, about State Bank of India and few banks, I think it's a super hype which is generated. And this hype is, too much, I would say. Too much. And I don't think that. I really do not know what has changed in SBI, why it is trading at 400, but let's see, to be honest. NSS stock is only for clients, it is not for the public. So sorry, this thing will never come in the public. As simple as that. Okay, any other question? Happiest Mind is a good IT stock, and no doubt about that. But if I look at the revenue of the Happiest stock, I think the revenue is really low compared to other IT companies. But they have a different category of business in software, so maybe, to be honest, But having said that, Happiest Mind is around 540 is really very expensive deal. Let it be honest. Really very expensive, very expensive deal. Gold is going two way, sir. Gold is going two way. Basically, I would say that today the Federal Reserve, Mr. Powell testimony was there, and I think it went well also, no doubt about that. But having said that, Mr. Powell also made it clear that the US economy needs some more help from the Federal Reserve for some time. Although he not made clearly that what is the definition or what is the exact period of some time. Keeping this in mind, I think that the gold, silver, and base metals would continue to be highly volatile, just like nickel. Nickel dropped by almost 600 points in just one day. And yesterday, Hindi media were saying that buy nickel. And I'm sure that people must have incurred huge loss, those who bought nickel at this level. Almost 600 points decline only in one day. That is. So gold would really be extremely volatile, so as the silver. But the re-emergence of the corona power and geopolitical issue can take gold to 1850 and maybe to 1900. We need to wait and watch. Anything can happen at any point of time, that we need to learn, to be very honest. CAMS is really expensive. CAMS is really expensive. I think that there is no point in buying CAMS right now. And I understand that they are having a kind of monopoly in their business, but buying a super expensive stock is really tough. CAMS is really very expensive. At least I don't go with the CAMS. Maybe somebody else uh, to go with CAMS. I don't know whether Yes Bank to be included in Nifty 50 or not. I don't know. I'm no one to take this call. But having said that, as I said that CAMS is, fundamentally speaking, Yes Bank is doing good. Yes, the issue they have is basically the NPA book, and I think it is too much. Fundamentally speaking, they are doing good and they are as per my expectation, to be honest. This Okay. Any other question? Fortis Healthcare is a good stock, no doubt about that. But I think we have better stocks than, we can have we are having better stocks in pharma than Fortis Healthcare. I agree that Fortis Healthcare is a good stock. I think there are good hospital stocks which we have compared to Fortis Healthcare. That is something I always see, to be honest. I don't know. I have not saw this NSE thing. I need to see. But yes, if Yes Bank coming in Nifty 50, then it will be a big boost for Yes Bank, to be honest. Rail Vikas is a good stock, profitable stock, but the point is that the government is looking to monetize Indian Railway. Having said that, we really do not know whether the monetization is possible or not, because there is a growing farmer protest and so many things which are going. But overall, if I see that RVNL, then it's a good stock. But I don't expect this stock to touch multiple times in few years, because every government company having their own pros and cons, to be honest. So as RVNL. But RVNL requires, that way. I predicted Yes Bank 400 to 500 in 3 to 4 years, and I don't repeat my prediction again and again, because of the fact that people don't understand these predictions. People just see the price. There are many factors behind that price. So when you do the research, there are various factors you need to understand. People don't understand the factors. People will say, you said 400. It is not coming. Example, CNBC TV scandal came in public domain. Yesterday, Grant Thornton said that in Diwan housing there is another scandal of 6,200 crores. And many scandals, to be honest, which is happening in India. But still, people saying that this. The mindset of the people is very poor. And this is one of the reasons why I have stopped giving my predictions in the public domain, because of this mindset. That is the only reason. Elsewise, we predicted many things. We predicted Vodafone when it was 2, it turned out 13. We predicted Reliance to touch 2000, and we did many predictions. That is a way. About Gland Pharma, well, Gland Pharma majority is by China. And of course, I have no disrespect for any stock, but I think that if I compare Gland Pharma portfolio with other pharmaceutical companies, then I love to go with other pharmaceutical companies. That is more important thing, to be honest. I think that Gland Pharma is, of course, and now there is Nectar Pharma also. So there are many pharmaceutical companies that are launching their IPOs in India. The more and more pharmaceutical company launch their IPO, the more competition we have in the indexes. That's it. What is my expectations from Yes Bank? I keep with myself, but I have given appropriate hint in this video, sir. Apart from that, I'm sorry, I cannot tell you anything. If Hindi media will tell you, then you can definitely go ahead to Hindi media and ask. That is. Ujjivan Small Finance Bank or any other small finance bank, I'm not very conducive because even today, India Risk and India Ratings and Research, a credit rating company, also said that the stress asset to be rise in the retail sector. And I'm also of the opinion that the stress asset to be rise in the retail sector, and maybe this stress asset be more than 100%, to be honest. Now the biggest question is that big banks may be able to handle this stress asset, but whether the small finance banks would be able to handle this stress asset or not, that's a very big call, to be honest. Small finance banks are not in a position to handle the stress asset. They are having limited capital, limited deposits, so they are not in a position. Keeping this as a backdrop, if we are taking a position in stress asset, then I think that is really difficult and really tricky and dangerous also. I think as an investor, and especially when you do not have a big capital, you should be away from small finance bank because the non-performing asset may take this away. Rest all is your call. You are the best judge. I see big action in the gas sector. IEX, Indian Energy Exchange, is getting a lot of momentum. But having said that, it always takes some time to move from fossil fuel to the gas. Of course, the government and the Prime Minister also made it clear that they would be bringing gas under GST. But having said that, the legal formalities of having gas under GST is really tough. It requires step by step kind of stuff. So we really need to see that. But yes, Adani Gas, we have better stocks than Adani Gas. I think so, as far as the valuation is concerned. And I think that we should hit these stocks. Rest is all your call. About crude, I am a strong believer of the fact that Corona second is coming. Unfortunately, US recorded 500,000 deaths and nowhere it is stopping. Texas is also an issue now for US. Many countries of the world are facing many natural calamities. In India also, unofficially, many states are talking about the lockdowns. We really do not know whether the lockdown would happen or not, to be honest. Keeping this as a backdrop, I think that although Goldman said that oil would be around 80 in the second quarter, but I think that Goldman is getting very optimistic about the oil. I think oil would be between 50 to 60 in another 90 days. But yes, if coronavirus second shaped up or mutate, more lockdown happens, assuming, then crude may even come down to 40 again. That's the more important thing. Bitcoin, I made myself very clear. Bitcoin is a speculative product, and thanks to Elon Musk. Last week it was around 58. Now it is 47, which means $11,000 per coin decline only in 3 days. Bitcoin is getting speculative after every passing day. And I know that people in India love speculation, and there are many Indian nationals willingly or unwillingly entered into the Bitcoin. But on social media, we again and again repeating that Bitcoin is really a speculative product, and we should be very careful about it. This is definitely your call, how you would like to handle the Bitcoin. We can have another 2 to 3 questions maximum. Aviation sector is a little tricky call because if the coronavirus second shapes up, then I think the aviation would be the first sector to hit. And I might not be surprised that aviation will come to the ground also. Because we need to understand that if coronavirus second shapes up, then aviation, hospitality, real estate, multiplexes, these sectors to hit at a very hard pace, to be honest. IDFC First Bank, as I said, it's a small bank. Non-performing assets are there in the Indian economy, and we cannot run away from this fact. There are few people who wanted to run away from this fact, but that is their call, not mine. Keeping this, I have already made statement that small finance banks and small banks, let's see how they handle the non-performing asset, but keeping the fact that they are having small capital, it would be tough for them to handle non-performing asset. Supreme Court is yet to decide on the moratorium issue. Once they would be taking the call, that would be an additional burden on the banks. Let's see. Future Group, I have made very clear about the Future Group that now the Supreme Court is listening to the opinion of view of Amazon India. They have halted the sale of Future Group between Reliance and Future. And I think Reliance also now looking to sell around 20% stake of their oil to chemical business to Saudi Aramco. I think it's somewhere 15 billion or so. So to be honest, I really, I don't think that. I think Reliance is selling too much nowadays. Too many assets Reliance is selling now. Selling 20% of your company, I don't think it's a right idea, and especially when you got around $27 billion from Jio. But Mr. Ambani is the right person to answer this, to be honest. Eicher Motors, I'm not very conducive on automobile sector now because the income level in India is falling, and that too at the faster pace. Even today, I was reading that 2 startups together fired 400 people. Only 2 startups. Now, if they fired 400 people, then it's a common sense that these 400 people will not going to be buy any automobile of any company, any home or whatever. There is a huge job losses which is happening in the system, and we need to understand that these job losses would continue, to be honest. Let's see how this shapes up. I'm sorry, I have no opinion about DLF. I don't think that Indian real estate sector is done, to be honest. There's a separate thing that the private equity player like Blackstone is getting very aggressive in the Indian real estate sector, and Brookfield also. But I understand that how these private equity and the venture capitalist firm actually operates in the market. Technically and fundamentally speaking, the real estate sector is not out of woods, to be honest. And taking any position in the real estate sector ends up in a very tricky situation at a later point of time. I understand that operators are trying very hard, to be honest, to make real estate at a higher level, but let's see how this shapes up. With this, we thank you very much. I hope you like small sessions which we are conducting on the Facebook, absolutely free of cost. In case you wanted to check any products of ours, you can definitely WhatsApp +91 9899 242 978. Have a good time and thank you.